We back roll round, we counted road cruising, see you rolling out the window, we're blowing and acting stupid. The police right behind us, pray they ain't racing by us, but damned if they do, I'm turning the baby driver. Hey Lorenzo, tell your pops I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. Helicopters coming soon, tell them all to watch the news.
We ride, can't control us, we too wild. We ride, family for life. We ride, can't control us, we too wild. We ride, family for life.
I got them county cops looking, fuck if they won't catch me. Breaker, 1-9, chopper in my backseat. Exhaust roaring, I've been riding the line. Racing the green mile as we're fleeing the sirens. I won't let up, forever pushing the limits. I told y'all I wanted smoke, now I'm coming to get it.
We ride, can't control us, we too wild. We ride, family for life. We ride, can't control us, we too wild. We ride, family for life. Y'all some fuck boys, y'all can't really spit. You rap about a lot, but ain't about shit. I roll with Jelly Roll, I roll with Leroy Biggs. We get the crowd crunk, as real as it gets. I'm so Nashville, I'm so Tennessee. I got the finest women riding next to me. We ride, can't control us, we too wild. We ride, family for life. We ride, can't control us, we too wild. We ride, family for life.
Hey, bro, you know what that gives me the vibes of? When I first heard that song, I seen Fast and the Furious, like a scene in a movie, or even like the Ninja Turtles, as crazy as that sounds, like when the turtles are just beating people up, running through the sewer. You know what I mean? They're getting ready to jump out into the city. I just hear that family. I just hear that beat, bro. That's. Did you make that beat?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
No way. That's sick.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we were going for, like Fast and Furious, kind of, just family vibes, hype, something to, kind of like an anthem, like a uniting kind of anthem type deal. So
yeah, walking out of the doors with doves flying out behind you with smoke coming out of the background.
Kind of like
yeah, I get what you mean.
like a WWE like event theme song type deal. You know what I mean? Like those. Yeah. They always had like those dope theme songs. So I was like thinking of something like
coming out, sliding into the ring, holding the belt up. Yeah, exactly. I get what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, let everybody know who you are and what you're about.
Shit, Lorenzo Cole, going by Cole Boy. Yeah, I'm an artist, producer from Nashville, Tennessee. Now I'm in Southwest Florida with Street Flavor Records, and that's what I do. I just make songs, do jujitsu, and chillax.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's the interesting thing about you, bro, is you work with a lot of different people that, you work from big, huge artists to small, up and comers, and to see that is dope. I don't see a lot of, I know a lot of people do that, but you don't see a lot of people show it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm down to work with, like, I go where the energy flows. Like, if you're excited to work, then I'm just as excited as you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's,
well,
I'm
Payday,
down.
I know you made a beat for Payday.
Yeah.
I know you're working with somebody right now that's, that maybe a lot of people might not know who he is, but you're putting in work, bro. A lot of people are afraid to, and I don't know this. I don't mean, from my experience, you don't see a lot of producers saying, "Hey, look who I am. Hey, look who's over here with this guy. Hey, look who," you know what I mean? They don't show the love for every artist, just some of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a producer, that's like not really your job to like pick and choose what you love. Your job is to just make the record come together the way it's supposed to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not in a fan voting contest. I'm here. You want me to produce the record? I'm going to produce it up and make it a final product the way I see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it doesn't matter big or small. Like, give it the same attention and make sure it's a good.
Music's music across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's what's up. So I know you got an album coming, right? Or an EP?
I have a full album actually. Yeah, 10
Full
songs. Rap rock type stuff. I feel like it's kind of, you know, it's not quite Peace of America, but it's kind of a culmination of everything. Like it's got some Sauce King influence, Bad Love, Peace of America. If I had to pick a song that kind of sounds the most like it, it'd probably be We Ride.
Okay.
Because of the electronic influence and the guitars and the 808s and stuff. But yeah, I do.
So we're getting more of that. We're getting more of like the We Ride vibe.
Yeah, it's gonna be collabs, a lot of collabs on there, but it's gonna be really anthemish. Like it's rock driven. I would say it's probably a rock album first and a hip hop album second.
Okay.
But it also still has some hard hitting 808s, you know, massive drums, you know, awesome drum samples, cool breakdown, stuff like that. Yeah, I just wanted to
you can't
push
get
the
away
limits,
from,
you know.
Yeah, you can't get away from that rock. That rock is just who you are. Like you can hear it in your music. That's just what you enjoy to do. So I like that you'll get a whole album of it. I think this will really show people who Lorenzo is.
Yeah,
Cole Boy.
For sure, without a doubt. It's a lot more, it's a less poppy type sound too. You know, Peace of America, they're very catchy like records, you know, very clean, very simple.
Right.
A lot of the content on the album is going to be a little more challenging, you know, talk about couple things that people may not expect. Little more perspective things from my perspective, as opposed to just making records like to make records. It's going to be a little more personal, a little more introspective, that kind of thing. So
right. Yeah, more
excited.
More of who you are. You're putting more heart and more emotion into this one a little bit.
Even the cover art, like once I drop that, it's going to be, it does have a working title. I'm going to call it Fever. The story behind that is I actually got really sick and I started having these crazy nightmares. Like, you ever had a fever and you start having like just nuts dreams, like sleep?
No, I just have bad dreams, period. So maybe I'm having fevers in my dreams.
No, yeah. So like sleep paralysis, and it got me thinking about just like the album and the topics of the album. And I'm like, dude, like, the things like I see in my head, like when I'm making songs, it's kind of like nightmarish in a way. Like I'm always thinking of colors and, you know, like worlds and stuff. Like when it's so weird, but
no, I get what you mean. Cause I have some pretty crazy, vivid nightmares and sometimes they don't even make sense, but the visual part of it is really intense.
Yeah. And I think with the content of the album, like calling it Fever and having it be kind of like a fever dream, like almost like you're going through this ride of this nightmare. You know what I mean? And then at the end you wake up is kind of what I was going for with it.
Yeah.
I'm super excited because I feel like this is the first like body of music that is just straight up like me type music. I mean, obviously I stand behind like everything I've done so far, but it's kind of more artistic, you know, a lot more influence driven, you know, just a little more just pushing the edge.
Did you produce this album too?
Oh yeah, me and Sunny Paradise. Yeah.
I like that Sonny does them with you because I wondered about that. It's got to be different when somebody else kind of puts their touch on your music, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, like, you know, even with like We Ride and stuff, like he ultimately has a say in how the final production comes together. You know what I mean? Like, It doesn't matter if like he does, let's say he programs like drums and like makes a beat, right? Like I'm still next to him, like maybe we should do this way, or he's doing the same to me, or he's like, I don't like that, maybe you should do it this way, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So that's that's like kind of how our dynamic works. But that's what being a producer is. Like I said earlier, you know, it's just whatever makes the final product the best that's producing. Like making a beat is not producing. Like making the final product is producing.
So was Sonny a big influence on why you started this journey?
Yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, everything. I mean, I wouldn't even have gotten the first few steps if it wasn't for him. But you know, even like back to playing with Jelly, like that wouldn't have happened, you know, if it wasn't for him. So
well, I think a lot of people really don't understand street flavors age, one, like how long it's been around and how big it really actually is. I think when people hear it, they're like, oh, that's street flavor. They're new. Like that's because I did, bro. Like I really, when I first heard about it, I'm like, oh, that's they're just kind and I'm like, wait a minute. I started doing my research and I'm like, maybe I'm wrong here.
No, yeah, it's Street Flavor had his 31st anniversary actually this year, which is crazy. And now I'm doing things, and we got Leroy's project obviously, and my album, and then everything I do for people that want to do their own stuff. Obviously, I produce for them too. A lot of guitar playing, playing bass, all that. So,
well, what I did, what I noticed was when Leroy came over, and even before he was, are you there?
Yeah.
My computer timed out. My bad. Before he was essentially street flavor, like labeled, he was still just bouncing around. You guys coming back and forth. I noticed the rollout that you guys were doing, and it was cool to watch. I noticed there was a real big push for your first couple single releases. There was a big push for Howdy Howdy.
Yes.
And I like to see that. And I think that's why I thought, to me, street flavor was new. Because when that rollout package came flying into your face, you had no choice but to be like, oh, that's Street Flavor Records.
Yeah. For sure. No, the rollout's important, especially with my project coming. I have a very clear idea and a very clear vision of how I think it should be perceived and how I want to lay out the songs. So yeah.
Well, you guys even did a 16-bar challenge, right? Or something, open verse or.
Yeah, we did actually. Last year at some point we did the Street Flavor Beat Challenge. We had some few people on it. We just did it for fun. I mean, it's still, every now.
No, that's good, bro. I like that. I wish more independent labels would do that. That they would encourage other artists to try to get on their beat, because you really never know. Somebody that you might have not have ever heard of jumps on that beat, and you're like, yo, that dude's pretty dope. I want to make a track with him. Now you got, that's networking at its finest.
Yeah, for sure.
I would definitely say you guys do very well with the networking. Is that Sonny? Is that kind of Sonny's experience and time? Is that who drives that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he has 30 years worth of relationships, and then I have people that I meet that are coming up to say around the same age. But yeah.
Well, that's why I asked, because I know sometimes a younger crowd has a little bit more of a networking capability with social medias and things of that nature.
Yeah. I mean, social media, we do a lot of that too, but I feel like our greatest success has been in person. When people actually talk to us and meet us,
right?
I mean, it's only so many times you as a person can receive a DM until it just becomes extra information in your brain. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're right. That impression of hand-to-hand, face-to-face contact, meeting somebody, shaking their hand. Yeah, you're right.
I don't feel I could just my personality, making an impression on social media is much harder for me than just shaking someone's hand and being like, look, I just made music. I'm chilling. I'm here to perform or here to have fun, whatever. But
yeah, I agree.
Everyone's got their own style. So, but yeah, we're definitely more face to face, guerrilla warfare type people.
Okay, that's what's up. And I think I seen somewhere recently that Leroy's got an album coming too, right?
Yeah, he dropped the cover on Instagram the other day for Mr. Biggs, and that's fully produced by me and Sonny. And I got to play a lot of guitar on that, play bass, and do a lot of composition stuff. So it's going to be cool.
Is that so? With your album and that album, are those your first two complete albums that you've produced?
Yes, from start to finish. Yeah. It's not like a spot thing or I played bass here and then on this one I didn't, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These will be the first two where it's from start to finish that I'm a part of. So.
Hey, that's what's up, bro. And did you do it together? Did you do was your album? Did you just do your album? You get what I'm saying? Did you just do yours and then jump to Leroy's, or were you kind of bouncing around?
Kind of bouncing around. I mean, when me and Leroy first linked up, obviously we didn't have any of the songs on his album done, but I had a few. I think maybe, how many songs am I on that I've done before that? Maybe only 2, to be honest. And then I started focusing on more collabs just with my style, the rap rock, as opposed to straight up hip hop or one or the other. But yeah, it was kind of just back and forth, really. Whatever
Yeah,
I
no,
felt inspired to do. Like sometimes we'd start writing something or working on something, and something would become more of a Cole track than it would be a Leroy track or like that sort of thing.
well, was that the time that excuse me, was that the time that you were you did the what was it, an acoustic cover? Leroy did an acoustic song, I remember, and he posted it on. You were just sitting in the studio, I'm pretty sure, and I can't remember the name of it.
Oh yeah, Crown and Coke. I was playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crown and Coke on the Was that so? Was that around the time that you guys were kind of getting a feel for what direction you were going to do, what song, and
Yeah, I want to say by the time Howdy Howdy was like coming out, we already had a pretty good idea of like what was going to be on the album. Like we had a couple songs done, and then towards the end of the year, we finally got the final songs that would end up making the album done. So
okay,
yeah,
all right, huh? That's pretty cool to know because like watching, and you had a lot go on during that time. You had the hurricane cam and freaking destroyed
yeah.
everything. I hate to laugh, bro, but we live in Florida. You got to kind of, I mean, I'm sure you know, but people are like, I can't believe Captain Kurt's laughing. Dude, every year we got to hope that stuff don't happen, dude. That's crazy.
No, that was actually my first one, and it was after like the first year I've even lived here. So, and it took the studio, but
people don't understand that little studio. What was that, like an old donut shop or something?
It was a hardware store, and then
it was
it had been
smack dab in front of the ocean, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and like literally we went there and all the windows are blown out, the roof is collapsed, and like all the stuff is destroyed, like instruments destroyed, like it was stupid. But
dude, that's crazy, bro. That beach is on your all's front door because we used to go down there and get shark's teeth, and we did all types of stuff out that way. And wasn't it like almost on a corner of two roads? Like didn't road run behind it and a road in front of it, and it was just kind of stationed out in the middle of nowhere?
it was straight up like if I friggin' jumped like 100 feet in the air, I would literally see the water like one more street over. It's pretty much how
that's crazy, dude.
The water, yeah.
That's crazy, bro. And so you guys had that happen, all that. It looked like you got to salvage some of the stuff. I mean, like some of the walls.
Yeah, we definitely got to keep some pictures and stuff, but I mean, we lost some hard drives, instruments, microphones, things like that. Speakers got ruined, just kind of inconvenient, dumb shit got ruined.
Yeah.
We got
lost songs, huh? That means you lost some songs on there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely did, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But it is what it is. You can't really go back.
Yeah, no, but it's just sucks to think about, like water. All things, you would think like, oh man, that's the thing that gets the music. The water gets the music. Oh, that sucks. And coming from Tennessee to Florida, you were probably like, I don't know anything about this. What's it just gonna rain?
Well, yeah, we had tornadoes like in Mount Juliet and stuff, but like hurricane, I didn't have anything like that, obviously. But
yeah. Next time you'll know when it's evacuation time to pull the hard drives.
Oh, crazy. Dude, yeah, for sure. Definitely will.
Are you in the same studio?
No. We've actually the one that got destroyed, that one's still destroyed. That building's still like messed up. And then we actually went to like a little office space for a short period of time. And then now we're in this one, which is like the newest one that we built.
Further away from the water?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're still in Englewood, but it's further away. Like down here, I think probably be pretty safe.
Yeah, there wasn't much flood damage.
Yeah.
That's what people don't understand. They're like, well, how come nobody lives in Florida? There's all that extra space. Well, the reason nobody lives over there no more is because people live there at one time and that storm happened. So now that's become a beach area. We'll just go to the beach over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, dude. What a wrench that threw into the works, though, bro. You had all that going on. You had your music you were trying to do, and then boom, here comes a hurricane.
Yeah, literally. I mean, it pretty much put a stop to, I don't know, almost put a stop to everything, really. I mean, it was kind of hard to come back, and just be like, oh, hey, everything's fine now. Let's just get back to work. Like, no, it was pretty. It definitely took a little bit of the wind out of the sails for sure.
Ain't it crazy to think about families that like literally don't have much that had to deal with something like that don't have the bounce back? Like that's sad, dude. Like I can't. Sometimes I think about that and I'm like, yo, why would they allow people to live in Florida that have to deal with that effect? Like they should get people further inland. Like it sucks, dude.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of displaced people still like kind of wandering. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's crazy, dude. People, you can just lose everything just like that. Like you won't even be. You'll think everything's fine, then boom.
Yeah, look at down south. It's complete devastation down there.
Yeah, in Fort Myers. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro. I couldn't even imagine going through that. My wife wants me to move to Tennessee, and I think about that because I'm like, no storms, but there ain't nothing there. You just go to live to be boring.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Like I always, when I go back, I always like have a good time, but then I come back here and I'm like, damn, like the weather's way better. Like there's more to do. There's beaches, there's water. I mean, it's like,
yeah, there's so much more. You don't feel like you just walking around the same town over and over and over.
Yeah,
again.
like every town where I'm from looks exactly the same, but with like different building textures and paint.
Yeah, different shapes of buildings.
Yeah.
You got the Dollar General. It's not over here. It's now across the street.
Yeah, but it's also just a bunch of like fast food too. Like down here, there's so many like restaurants, like where I'm at, like family restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
And I never in Tennessee, it was never like that. It was just chain food. So,
you know, I noticed that the last time we went, we found a couple small, but for the most part, it was all. And if they were small, that the one place wasn't really good. It was a Witt's barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I love some Wits.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I expected it to be. That was more like a fast food barbecue to me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely is. But like, I don't know. After high school, like I had one on the way home, so I would always sit there and get like a pork sandwich or something.
Yeah, they are pretty. It was pretty good, but I didn't understand the coleslaw. The coleslaw was different.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that.
It's like a vinegar taste. I mean, on a sandwich, it might be pretty good. Maybe vinegar and barbecue sauce and mustard go hand in hand or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Coleslaw and stuff, like I'm always like, I love that kind of food, like barbecue and stuff. We got good stuff for that down here too. So
yeah, Florida's got everything. Florida's like the melting pot of food.
Yeah, literally.
Huh. So you got 2 albums on the way. You're doing a lot. You do beats and you produce. So you're a full sound engineer, I guess you'd call it, right?
Yeah, I can do pretty much everything. Like, I mean, if I feel like a project needs a next step, I have guys that are like that next step that can mix, like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I have, we have a good team. We have a solid team. I mean, I got tons of connections. Like if someone wants a different mix guy or like a guy who did this record to do their stuff, I'm like, hey, I can get you in contact with them if you want to pay him, so.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was dope to know that, like, Little Payday, making the beat for Little Payday, I just thought it was neat to see that you were able to identify what type of beat he does well on. Like,
yeah,
you kind of structure the beat for Little Payday.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool seeing him because, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I was like the 14-year-old, like playing bass with Jelly and just being like this young kid, you know what I'm saying? So like now he's like 13, 14 years old and he wants to rap and he's coming in the scene, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not older than him to the point where it's like, oh, dang, like I'm still like 22 years old. So like there's still a little bit of like that, relatability, as
right.
far as like how he's growing up and stuff with like social media and all that. But
how was it playing bass with Jelly? I mean, obviously it was probably the time of your life.
Yeah. I mean,
traveling around, you were doing like traveling shows, going around and around. And
yeah, it was fun. I mean, that was like my first taste of like music stuff, really. Like, well, not my first taste of music. Like I was obviously in studios from a young age, but that was my first taste of like getting out and networking and,
the street scene, the traveling life of the music industry.
Yeah. And also like being part of the show, you know what I'm saying? The first time I played with Jelly was CMA Fest 2015. And that was the first time I even played in front of somebody. Like I had never.
How many people were there?
It was one of the Broadway ones, so it wasn't like the big like football arena.
Yeah, but still there was a couple.
It could have been 2 people there, and I would have been just as scared. Like it was quite a few. I mean, definitely for like a first time, like enough to be like, damn, like this is.
It wasn't just 100 people, is what my point is. It wasn't just 50 people.
No, no. It was a good amount of people for sure. And then not to mention when you're at a festival like that, there's people going up and down the street, like
Yeah.
going to the
Yeah.
other stages and stuff. Like,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
my point is it's just got to be crazy. I mean, you're on stage just jamming out, having the time. How old were you?
14 at that one. Yeah.
14 years old, just wailing on the bass, having the time of your life.
Yeah.
With you were just probably like, I wish we could bottle memories up like that and save it, bro, and just like take
Yeah.
a sip out of it every now and then.
Yeah.
And just get that feeling back, because there's no way you'll ever replace that. You know
Yeah.
what I
I
mean?
mean, I have like videos and stuff, and obviously my Instagram, like if you go all the way back, I have pictures from like 2015 or whatever, but it's like you definitely I'll never forget it, that's for sure.
Well, that's why I said when we were talking about rock, and I'm like, that rock, that won't leave you, bro. You've been
Yeah.
rocking out since 14. You're gonna be rocking out till you pushing daisies up.
Yeah, like I mean, even then, like playing bass, like I wasn't really like. I mean, obviously, I love rap music. I produce rap music and I listen to it, but even then, I was listening to a lot of like metal bands and punk rock bands, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't like if I was in my car blasting music, it was probably more likely like a punk song or a metal song than it was a rap song, like at school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I think it's dope that Jelly made We Ride With You, because he gets a lot of hate about the whole, oh, you signed your soul, blah blah blah. So to see him, drop a track with you guys is pretty. I mean, it's pretty. It shows his character. He's still a good dude. He still
Yeah.
focuses on his people. I just like to see it, because a lot of times we don't know anybody. We're just listening to the music, so we're seeing a lot of different things. And I'm a good judge of character. And when you see stuff like that, how can the person be sold out if they're still making music with their friends? It doesn't make sense. So
Yeah, I don't
shout
know.
out to Jelly for that.
I definitely, I've never understood like the mentality of like, I don't know.
You're not going to be able to, because there's only a certain, like, either you do that, either you understand that mentality. It's like a hate. It's like a fuel to not want to see success.
Well, I'm saying I don't understand the mentality. Like like someone like that becoming mainstream and famous to me is just a testament to the scene itself. I don't really see it as like selling out at all, really.
Right.
Like, I mean, artist has their naysayers and like their haters, but I mean, like anyone who knows the story or has seen Jelly's career knows just how like incredible that story really is, and how like there ain't a sellout like fake part of that story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it really is once in a lifetime type stuff, and it's weird. Like if I heard someone say that like in front of me, like I'm calling them out right on the spot. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, like it's like Green Day. Like back in the day, like people would be like, oh fuck Green Day, they're not a real punk band. I'm like, why? Because they're the most successful punk band.
Right.
Like now, of course, like people are gonna like punk now because they did it the best. I mean, that's why they're the most successful. Like, I don't know.
I think it has a lot to do with when you hear independent, you think I did it myself. Like there's a big, people hold that like high up in their, they want to stay doing it by themselves. And
I respect it.
Well, no. I mean, in life, like think about it in life. Like you don't want a lot of help. I don't need your help picking this up. I got it. I don't need your help. I don't need to talk to you. I got it. Like that's all. I think it's a pride thing, dude. I really believe it's a pride thing.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I don't know. Like for me, it's the goal is to, have the accolades, have the, get to that point. Like you got to think the percentage of people that even get to be like mainstream or like the level of a mainstream artist is so small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, to me, even as an independent artist, like I'm striving for that no matter what, like no matter if I stay independent or not, I'm ultimately striving for that. Everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to have a good life. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to make the best records. Everyone wants records that people like to listen to. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of people listen to a record. That just is what it is. Like it's a mainstream record. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, I kind of think of it like everybody's got to buy a car. Well, you don't have to buy a car, but everybody, for the most part, if you want to drive, you're going to need to buy a car.
Yeah.
You're either some people get the same car. Me and you could get a car, and I could get a way different deal than you get. I
Yeah.
could have a sweet deal, be able to drive it where I want to drive it, do what I want. I got full coverage on that bad boy for cheap. You might have a lease, and you can only drive that thing 100 miles a week and can't go nowhere, and you're paying more than me. So
Yeah.
I kind of look at it as, at that point it becomes your skill set on signing a contract. If you're signing a contract and there's a bunch of stuff in the contract that you are selling out and you sign that thing, yeah, you did it. That's on you at that point.
Yeah. I mean, look, everyone's got their spotlight, their time to shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people get it with a major label deal. Some people grind out 20 fucking years and then they get a hit song. Some people get on TikTok and the next day they're famous. You know what I mean? Like, it's all so dependent on a journey. And like, to me, as long as you're doing what's best for your career and like your family and friends, like, that's all that matters.
It's like a hand of cards, bro. We all get dealt them. Some of them get better hands. Some of us change our hand up through the river. It's poker, man. It's nuts. It's a gamble. Life's a gamble. But it's cool to see though. Like, I'm glad that we kind of touched on that, because it's cool to see that, regardless of what, direction you guys go, you're always you're pushing. People can say what they want, people can do what they want, believe what they want. Street Flavor is going to keep pushing, and I love that about you guys.
No, like, for sure. And we don't, if we feel like the energy isn't going in a proper way, or like we feel like something is dragging us down, we eliminate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we got to keep pushing. We want to do things that we want to do most of all. Like, it's not even about like what has the most reward or what doesn't, you know what I mean? It really comes down to like, hey, we had this idea, we want to see this idea happen, so we're going to do it. And that's how simple it is to me. And it's either going to fail horribly or it's going to do great. There's really no in between, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you can see that Leroy has grown tremendously since he's been a part of Street Flavor Records. I've watched him completely change his attitude. His music is drastically improved. Like, it was already good, but now it's more heartfelt. You get to hear Leroy's story. You get to relate to Leroy because he's already a relatable person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his greatest gift, like, is he's approachable. He's funny. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, as soon as you meet him, like, you're going to be like, you know what? I like that guy. You know?
Exactly.
Someone like me is a little more like, I'm a little more quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's a completely different type of, you know what I mean? Especially
he's going to be he's going to be up in your face. What's good, you guys? Shut the hell up over there. Like, he's got that loving, like, almost like a brotherly, like, I get what you mean. So for him to start to transform and put a little of that into his music, and I seen him talking about doing a comedy show, I really believe that he will be successful doing that stuff.
Yeah, he I mean, his album, this is, me and him talk about it a lot. It's very important to both of us, not just him, but it's also for me as like a producer. And, I'll truly stand behind it. Like, I really do think it's going to be one of the best Southern hip hop albums in the last 10 years, like, without a doubt. Like, without a doubt. It's so diverse. The lyrical content is on point. Just everything came together in such a unique way that I don't think can be replicated, and I thankfully, like, when I started my YouTube channel, I caught a lot of it on little vlogs on my phone, like us making the records.
So you got a lot of that, huh? Well, you can kind of timeline it to where each thing was made and that's dope.
And but I really do think his project, even sometimes more than mine, like, I think about his like every day. Like, I really think it's going to be a game-changing album, not only for him, but just for the landscape of like what's expected from independent artists,
Yeah.
It's not just simple rap music. I mean, no disrespect, obviously.
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying.
It's not, I'm just saying from his point of view as being just a rapper, for the most part, I mean, he's pushing the boundaries of himself, the genre itself, like what is Southern hip hop, what can be considered Southern hip hop. Instrumentally, I think it's pushing the limits too. it's definitely I think it's special. I think when people hear it, they're gonna be like, "Damn, I did not expect that from Leroy at all." But
Well,
I'm
he's gone through it too recently. Like it ain't been
oh
easy for him in the last 2 years. Or he would probably laugh and say, "Yeah, my whole life. What are you talking about, dog?" But no, for real, it ain't been easy for him the last 2 years, I'm sure. So knowing that and watching the journey through Instagram, watching the journey through, listening into it in music, because he's dropped music recently, and just hearing the evolution of you guys is really cool to watch, man. It really is.
yeah, and I don't know. I feel like I definitely am just trying to get better, obviously, because these first projects were like my first real step into doing this as like a legit thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, I had Make Her Dance and Only You. I did like in 2019. Just
Right.
I wanted to do songs, but doing these songs for Leroy, like even Sauce King, like a collab like that with Deuce.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That is a cool little track too.
Yeah, and people like you can say what you want about Deuce and where he's at in his life, but I mean, dude, like there was a time in my life where I was seeing Deuce on YouTube and stuff. This was before kids had phones and stuff. Like I had to get on my computer
Yeah.
and like look up like Hollywood Undead or look up like Deuce or whatever, and he was like my idol. You know what I mean? Like we kids would go to school like talking about him, like making masks like him and stuff, and it's just this song is old. Like I cut that song when I was like 16 years old for fun.
Really?
And then years later, I stumbled upon it and I was like, well, let's get Leroy and Deuce on it and let's just put it out. You know what I mean? I didn't put any pressure on it. Like,
Ah.
I was like, I'm just throwing this out and then seeing what
So
happens.
it was all right. So when you say cut that song, that was like the beat, right? The beat and the
beat and my chorus
your verse.
and my verse. Yep.
And then you re-recorded it now,
Oh
recently.
no, so like my voice on there is actually my 16-year-old voice too.
What?
Yeah. And then Leroy's was cut in 21. Chucky's was cut around that time, and so was Deuce. Or
No
Deuce was actually
way.
really.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, because I've heard that song a bunch of times and it sounded like you guys. The only one that sounded different, and I think it was maybe a different production on it, was Deuce's. Like
No, he yeah, man, he's an interesting he's in an interesting place in his life. Like I ain't gonna like
yeah.
throw no dirt on him because I don't know nothing. But I think he I don't know what was going on with that, but to me, it was just cool to have him on the song. So like, I just didn't really care. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's just a fun track. I don't give a shit. Like, just drop it.
Yeah, it's a memory. It's a growth. Like you'll look back on that thing on 10 years and you'll remember that exact story.
Exactly. I mean, that's why I have it as a poster on the wall, like all four of our faces together. Cause I'm just like, I even have a smaller one in my actual bedroom. Cause I'm just like, dude, that's like one of my coolest moments. Just being like, cause it wasn't just like Deuce was an artist like I listened to in passing. Like there was a time where I was like, this is my shit. Like Hollywood Undead and Deuce is like what I'm listening to.
Who made that cover art for that?
Cold Venom.
Okay.
Cold Venom. He I'm not sure if he's still doing the graphics thing, but he did We Ride, Howdy Howdy, Sober, Sauce King. I mean, he did my Only You and Make Her Dance cover too.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely he's dope for sure, but I don't know if he's in the game anymore.
Yeah, that is pretty dope. I was wondering, because all those four pictures was that a young Cole boy?
Oh,
The picture?
Oh no. That the picture was pretty recent, and Deuce was like edited in there, and Chucky is.
Oh, I got you. I see. Okay. I was like, man, that dude was pulling pictures from younger Cole, pulling pictures from that's crazy. That track right there, I didn't know that. That's a fun little fact about that.
Yeah, it's a lot of people don't know it too, and like they'll ask me questions like about Deuce's verse. And I'm like, dude, like what would you have done? Like if you're an artist you listen to, like you wouldn't even care. You would just do it for fun. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy is have you heard slang of Church and Project Pat?
I don't think so. No.
I kind of feel that way on Project Pat's verse.
Yeah.
I feel like he didn't really, and the Boosie, the YZ Boosie, neither one, they just kind of, they just did their thing on it. And when you're a fan of that artist and that's what you've grown up listening to, you don't really question it. I really see where you're coming from.
Yeah, like it's just I don't know, dude. It's music shouldn't be taken that seriously anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say like so and so artist puts out like a song that like, doesn't fucking sound as good as We Ride. Like, oh, like sorry, my one track with the guy I liked as a child in my childhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I don't know, people.
I bet you get a lot of that too, though, huh?
I mean, not really. Honestly, like no one really says hateful things to me necessarily on Instagram. I mean, maybe like to someone else or like leaves a comment every now and then, like, oh, like that's gay or something. Like, but really, I don't know. I kind of don't
I
really.
just see a lot of people show hate to people that are supported by successful people. So like I've kind of dealt with it to where, I got support in certain areas and people kind of throw shade at me because of who I am supported by or I support. So it's just I guess it goes back to a respect thing, man. And I've never seen you ever on any platform ever disrespect anybody or ever give anybody a reason to disrespect you.
I mean, I don't even play into like beefing stuff because, dude, like, I don't know. It's just first of all, like being like pretty much the youngest one at any given time. It just seems weird seeing people that are much older than me like kind of bicker like they're younger than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like I honestly like I wish y'all would just fight about it. Like if y'all are so fucking mad, like just go punch him in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were the little brother that was over there talking shit. Like, quit bitching, bro. Just fight. Yeah,
Pretty much like instigate like almost like because I'm just like, dude, I don't care. Like, I mean, no one's ever really made an effort to like diss me or anything. I mean, I'm not even probably at a success level to where that's even warranted. But nah, dude. If there was ever like an altercation that I've had in music, it's always been solved over just a simple like phone call or message. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very, very easily handled. Well,
Like,
I guess it just depends on the certain demographics of music because I've heard other people say that that's all they get in music, and I've heard other people say, "Oh, it's usually pretty healthy." So I guess it just depends on who you surround yourself with.
well, I'm kind of riding an interesting line because I feel like my music is definitely going more into like a rock direction, and
Right.
with the rap influence, and but at the same time, it kind of rides this like country rap type of line with like the people I'm associated with, and also even the sounds and the music. I mean, look at Peace for America. That was pretty much a country song. I mean, it had the punk influence, but it was pretty much for a country.
Yeah, it's got that punk rap, that Blink 182 vibe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of I just don't play into stuff like that. Like especially with other artists too. Like I don't really care to like I don't have anything to prove in my personal life or anything like that. Like it's strictly because I want to do it and I think it's fun. You know what I mean?
That even makes it more why you and Leroy are like Robin Big because you're kind of just like over here doing your thing and Leroy's over there just talking shit.
Yeah.
Like he's talking enough shit for you, him, and Sonny, and you and Sonny are just kind of over there like, yep. All right, Leroy.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, Leroy's he's Leroy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love it.
That's just his personality. You know, I'm not combative like in that sense or any kind of way. Like, you know what I mean?
It's just cool to see, bro. It really is. It's a beautiful friendship. Like your guys' friendship is cool to see because I think that a lot of people are afraid to just be themselves in fear of what other people will think about them. And look, you're the quiet, more reserved guy, and Leroy is the loud, I'm going to tell you how I feel guy, and you guys are probably best friends.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have, even more so than being best friends, we have kind of this like this kind of dynamic where we have like a Batman and Robin type of dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of, at the core of him, there's a little bit of me. And at the core of me, there's probably a little bit of him in there, like underneath, like, damn, I want to yell at that motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely have a good bond for sure. And especially with the music too, with the way his album turned out sounding. There's definitely a lot of me and him, like, it's a good combination for sure.
Bro, that would be a good video because I bet you it could get interesting. Studio sessions with Leroy and Lorenzo. And you could do I bet you it could get
Check my
crazy.
channel, man. We have some of that early stuff, I mean, literally just sitting there, having some beers, like cutting guitar solos and chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk. Well, no, I mean more of like the engineering because I'm sure Leroy's got a big input on how his music sounds, right? So you guys probably sit there and mix those things up, correct? I mean, is that what you would do? Like he would record it, he would kind of sit there and monitor where you're putting it, you give your opinion, Sonny's there, you guys kind of just knock it out together. I mean, how does that work?
Pretty much. Like, so this album, these records, this wasn't the way this was done. This was definitely done in a more rock kind of old school approach. Like a lot of those songs started just us sitting with an acoustic guitar, strumming songs and starting writing.
Oh,
like,
really?
You know what I mean? Like, those songs were very much made like in what I feel is the way records are intended to be made.
So it's not like an electronically made beat. A lot of that is you actually playing the instruments.
There's a lot of the composition is all like actual played instruments, like played the keyboard or played the fucking guitar, bass. I'm pretty sure even Sonny played guitar on one of them, like rhythm.
What?
And yeah, like when you hear it, I mean, like the synth work is like all played. I mean, it's definitely like an original, cohesive album.
Huh.
It's you'll have to hear it. It's hard to put it into words, but really, like, it just sounds like, Street Flavor and Leroy is what it sounds like. I mean,
it's like taking backwoods Tennessee and shoving it into the beach.
Yeah, with like a little, like, and then you got this little punk rock kid going like this, like,
strumming the guitar and
throwing little dust in there.
Yeah, how's that? Yeah, the little.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But it's a game changer. I'm so excited for his album. I'm excited for my album too, just because it's just music I feel is just represents me, and it's no pressure. It's just I'm not out here chasing like the next hit. I'm just chasing the music I want to do. And just
are your albums coming like together? Is there dates for him yet?
There's not an official release date for his or mine, but they're gonna come out around similar times. And probably not the same day, like where it's like, oh, we're both dropping.
Yeah.
But we're definitely gonna have we got a plan for it. So
it'll be cool because you'll get the thrill of what your music that you did, and then you get to listen to the production of Leroy's. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he said I'm excited for that.
No, I mean, really, it's my first time to even really do anything. Shine as a producer. I mean, these is like all originally composed. Like, this is like originally made records. Like, you know what I mean? With me,
what you wanted to do is you spent late nights working to be able to do it and feel comfortable doing it. I understand, bro.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like, it's a long time coming. Like, dude, I've been thinking about this album for a year. I'm ready for it to come out, and then even mine, like. It's been a weird journey for me too, really, as an artist. So for it to finally come out and be the way I want it to be, and visually look in a way that's the way I want it to be, and push the freaking limits of whatever is considered a Southern hip hop song or a country rap song. I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah, because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a time when you were just kind of like almost wanting to just produce, like you weren't gonna?
Yeah, I was. I thought about like just maybe wearing the producer hat, but at the same time, like I'm just saying, I feel like I'm in a unique kind of position in general, like style wise and role wise. Like I can kind of wear both hats and kind of ride both the waves, and one will help the other. Like eventually, what I want to do is I want to start make records with other artists under my like Spotify, but like I produced it.
Yeah.
And it's like a record I wrote or something, and just have cool collabs, like big artists, small artists, like all together.
Yeah, that would be dope, bro. Like I've seen producers have playlists. That's essentially what you mean, right? Like a producer.
Almost, but I want to do it like it's a legit record. Like, like David Guetta. You know David Guetta?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how he does. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll make a beat and stuff and then have like these dope parts.
Oh yeah, I get like DJ Khaled almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. Almost approach it like a DJ, but you're producing.
Yeah, that would be dope. And get just a bunch of different artists on it, a dope art. Like you're right. That is a good idea, dog.
Yeah.
Because that's marketing, that's networking, that's freaking that's advertising, that's growth. You're covering everything there.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
could shoot music videos, you could do all types of stuff with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sonny actually shoots really good videos. He shot the villain video, the sober video, the bad love video. Helped me with the We Ride. We did that together, edited that together. So I mean, he definitely.
So Sonny's shooting the videos.
Yeah.
No way, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I thought who was the other one that did Leroy's? Drake McGuire does a few of Leroy's, right?
Yeah, he did. Drake McGuire did the Howdy Howdy video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I never knew that Sonny shot videos too. Man, you know, when I see Sonny, I think of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Most of the time, he's got them shades on, looking like he's got a nice tan. So I just lose it after that. I forget that he does produce. Like I remember, but I forget that he's a producer. Now he's a videographer. He's been around for doing this for 31 years, and I can't get past the Fear and Loathing.
No, man, he I don't know. I feel like sometimes he doesn't get like, not saying you, I'm just saying in general, like he's never been the one to come out and be like, oh, like I did this, like come look at me, look how cool I am, I did this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like or get offended when, you know, about something stupid like, oh, well, I feel like this person's getting more shine than me on something I worked on, but like he's never been like that. But I feel like often it gets overlooked, you know, like just how important his influence on Southern hip hop was.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want about Haystack nowadays, but I mean, there was a time where, I mean, that was the guy, you know what I'm saying, for the scene. You know what I mean? Yeah. And those 3 albums, like the trilogy in particular, with all by myself, I don't know if you've heard that song, but I mean, that's me as a 5-year-old saying, tell me a story, Uncle Stack.
Really?
Like those.
Yeah, I've heard that song. That's you saying that?
Yeah.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah, like they're important albums in the history. So,
well, you know what I think? I think cameos are important. So I think the problem is back when, you know, technology wasn't so big and social media wasn't so big and people weren't able to identify the producers, the videographers like they are now. Cameos are real important. So if you were in a scene and people knew you by, oh, that's the guy. What was the guy that did the Star Wars? And you would catch him in the freaking, you would say, oh, he is James Cameron or whatever. Oh, there's James Cameron in that scene. So he kind of built up his name off of his image, his movies, so I think cameos are important, man. I think getting Sonny in some videos and I think that might help people remember, because you're right, bro. I didn't know he went back all the way back to the Haystack days. I didn't know you were, you know, those things are important for people.
That's all him. Like all that is him.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah. From the very first album all the way to the end of the trilogy is him.
Like all produced, that's Sonny.
Yeah.
So what was the name of the record label at that time? Was it Street Flavor Records?
Yeah, Records, yep.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. Man, you guys got to start doing some shorts of fun Street Flavor record facts, man, and do stuff like that. Get for real. What's up, man? How are you, dog? That's so cool. I didn't know you had all that up your sleeve, man.
It's all up there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hear that.
All right, guys. Good seeing you.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right, brother.
Yeah. I mean, even after that, I mean, a lot of people don't even know he produced The Hate Goes On for Jelly Roll. He produced the Addiction Kills album with Stoner.
Yeah.
You know, Stoner had some tracks, and then we had, I think, 7 tracks on Addiction Kills. You know, I played bass on some tracks in that time. I can't remember exactly which ones off the top of my head. Oh, They Know was one of them. With Alexander King, he's on that. But, I mean, yeah, he doesn't, like, he won't tell you, but, I mean, I'll give him the props. Like, I mean, he's done a shit ton of stuff. I mean, Hate Goes On just went gold. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's so important, because a lot of people don't understand that there's artists that got a good sound, but their production is horrible. So with good solid production, you never know what your album could do.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, look at Jelly, bro. Jelly wasn't, he wasn't what 10, 15 years ago. People were like, oh my God, this guy Jelly Roll's the dopest in the world. He was a guy nobody wanted to listen to.
Yeah, and well, I mean, that sure changed now. I mean,
that's what I mean. It's different.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that started. See, that's the difference in journeys. Is some people had a hard journey through music, and then there's other people that were pretty successful off rip through music. Like that goes back to what we were talking about, like the used car. Somebody's buying the car, somebody's wanting to do music, and they're starting from the bottom. Now they're here. Some people happen to jump in a little quick and take off running, and now they're here. It's and listening to the journeys, like that's why I think what Leroy is doing is super important for him, because hearing his journey through music and through life is what's gravitating people to him. Your journey is a mystery, you know what I mean? And you're obviously you're a rock head, so you're already gonna start throwing your love and your heart into the music right away. And I think that's why people get standoffish at first, and yours is more of like a transition. You know what I mean? It's like you guys are the yin and the yang. Like Leroy's like, give me more, and Cowboy's like, let me understand, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm just quiet. I'm just a quiet guy. Like that's just how I am.
Well, that's an interesting thing about you, because in your music, you're not. You're pretty outspoken in your music.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got their thing, I guess, to express themselves. I have jujitsu and music, and that's how I, say what I want to say. And
you said I'll punch you in the throat and sing you a song.
Man, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I definitely think like I'm obviously like sometimes be like, man, if only I had like like this kind of social media type personality. But then on the flip side, I'm like, man, fuck all that. Like I like how I'm living, honestly.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's important, obviously, but things like this are good. Like that's why I'm glad I'm seeing a lot more people wanting to do interviews and moving around, because I think that you're absolutely correct. If it's too much and you got to be on the internet all day long talking and running shows and doing this and that, it can be overwhelming.
You got to think, even if someone with my personality is trying that, like it's not going to come off the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to sit and have a conversation. Like that's just how I do things. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm like, hey, my new single's out. I'm not gonna be like, what the fuck is up, guys? Like my motherfucker. Like I would look, you would be sitting there like, that's not how Cole acts. Like everyone.
There's gonna be a lot of dead air. It's gonna be like, hey guys, my album's dropping, and then you're just gonna be like, all right, I gotta produce this, and it ain't gonna be a lot of chit chat.
Everyone has their like own style, and mine's just like a little more quiet.
No, that's at the end of the day, bro, I think that, like I said, it's a good package. And I think that's why yours and Leroy's friendship are so fun to watch, because there's sometimes, dude, where I'm like, Cole's got to be just telling this man. I see Leroy looking out of the side of his eye, and I'm in my head, I'm thinking, what is Sonny and Cole thinking about this right now? Because sometimes he just says some of the craziest shit I've ever heard. The other day with the whole 45-degree thing, I was dying laughing.
Yeah, he's we don't try to like tame him, you know what I mean? We just, we'd let Leroy.
I know you don't, but
we just take our
going through your head when you're not one, when you're like, man, I'm not gonna tame you, but damn, I should try.
Yeah, I mean, Leroy's Leroy, and he's best at being Leroy. So I found
why slow it down? Just let it be. Keep it in a controlled environment, but just let it do its. Control the environment, but not the animal.
Exactly. Yeah.
And look at the music he's putting out, bro. He's putting out bangers. You guys are definitely underrated all the way around. Not only, and I'll say this, and I mean this when I say this, I didn't know that Sonny had the ability and I didn't know at all. And then I learned a little bit, but I didn't know what you just told me. I didn't understand that the music goes back that far.
I mean, he even produced Jelly's very first album, which was also titled "The Hate Goes On."
But look, it makes sense though, because look at a lot of people sleep on you. A lot of people don't know that you were a bass player for Jelly. A lot of people don't know that you've been producing music. A lot of people don't. So I think you guys just have that get it done mentality. I think that's just who you two are as a family. You know what I mean? As son and that's what it is. You just do it and worry about it later type of deal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I'm not the type of person that needs to like. I feel the need to go in a room and be like, especially nowadays, because I mean, being his bass player is kind of cooler now to people than it was
Then,
then. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like I don't really. I'm. It goes back to just my personality in general. Like it's similar to my dad in that way, I guess. You know, like I don't feel like to start a conversation like, hey, did you know I was Billy Roll's bass player? And I
Yeah, you're not
drop the ball.
braggadocious.
Like,
You're not like woohoo,
well,
yeah.
you meet some people and they're like, oh, well, I was fucking kicking it. Like the first thing they say to you right off the rip, like before you even get their name
Yep.
or anything, they're already telling you some story about someone famous or who they worked with, and I'm just like, ah,
Yeah, they sound like a groupie.
yeah, and I'm just like, man, like that's awesome, but what's your name?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know more about you because you're right. At the end of the day, personality. Well, that's the thing. And that's what I think people seem to forget. You might have a great personality with me, but
Yeah, yeah,
then somebody else could come around you. You could be like, man, fuck that dude. That dude's a whack job. Well, that's my boy. I don't give a shit if that's your boy or not. He's crazy.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure I've ran into someone in the music business that's like, damn, Cole's kind of quiet and kind of like a prick, and I'm like, no, man, like I don't say much. Like I promise you, even the Leroy, like we sit, sometimes in the studio and it's mainly just, unless it's about the music, I'm kind of just chilling and we're doing our own things.
Oh, Leroy's over there talking all types of shit, and you're just over there kicking on them. I see it. That's what I'm saying. A podcast with you guys would be funny because I know you wouldn't talk a lot, but I know Leroy would fill it all in. I
Yeah,
know Leroy would handle the talking aspect of it.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
But man, I appreciate you, bro. Let everybody know again where to find you. Let them know when. I know you don't got dates for the albums, but I'll try to keep that posted. If I see anything on Instagram, I'll share it on YouTube
Hell
or
yeah.
whatever on Instagram.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the essential social media platforms that it seems like every artist has to have. YouTube, obviously. But yeah, I'm everywhere doing
I'll
everything.
look real quick. If anybody's got a question for Cowboy, let me know in the comments and I'll pin it real quick. I'll take a couple of them. I didn't
Yeah,
really pay
sure.
much attention to the chat. I was kind of scrolling it, but
Yeah, for sure. If y'all got something, just send it in.
I mean, do you have like a beat catalog? Like if there's an artist in here listening and they're looking for different beats?
I do. I actually, but that's a big thing about my production too, is like that I think made me and Leroy's relationship so special is that we built those records together, like from scratch. Like it wasn't like, oh, here's this beat. Like,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, like all those records, like he was sitting over my shoulder and I was like, all right, cool. Like, you like this groove? Like, let me hit this hi hat. Oh, that sound is stupid. Let's change the snare. Let's change this hi hat. Oh, that guitar tone's stupid. Let's change the guitar tone. Like, it was really like, the attention to detail was like spot
So
on.
did you just made the beat? He already kind of knew what he wanted to rap about. You made the beat and then he rapped on the beat, or did he rap his verse and then you kind of build it off of a hook or something?
Either or. Sometimes, like, there was this one song on the album that we just pulled up at the studio one day with like the idea like, hey, we're gonna make something today. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go over to the keyboard, I'm gonna just start vibing, and then I'll have like a little melody or something like on the keyboard, like a little do 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 or something, and then he's like, oh shit, I got a chorus now in my head. And that's kind of how we
Hey, that's what's up, bro. That's the type of music I
yeah.
like, dude. That's you can hear that in songs most of the time. You can hear when it was just kind of, oh yeah, let's just throw this here, throw that there. That was like developed to the song. That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure. It was like just it's all from the soul, all original music, all just record making, dude. Like something that a lot of people like, it's kind of lost in the modern music world because there's so many people that can just do everything themselves, but this was definitely like the producer artist, like record creation type shit for Mr. Big. So,
One person says, "Do you like old school English punk?"
um, I mean, if you're talking about maybe like some Sex Pistols, I can definitely mess with some Sex Pistols, like the Clash, some things like that. My punk influence mainly came from what was popping though when I was younger. There was bands like Green Day, Fall Out Boy, like that's just what I grew up in. Going to school and stuff, hearing it on the radio, whatever. So
Yeah, in the car rider line.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like
On the way home from school. Yeah.
Yeah, big Avenged Sevenfold fan. They're not really punk, but that kind of thing.
Is Blink 182 not really punk either, though, huh?
I mean, I consider them pop punk for sure. They just weren't like my favorite. I mean, it's not I don't like their music. It was just I didn't really listen to them too much.
Well, it's cool to think about the different like subgenres of alternative music you would find.
Well,
And
it's
I
just
just
like
kind of wonder where they landed.
well, that's what I was kind of getting at with like country rap and like where I stand. I'm like there's so much that can be done within one particular area. I mean, to me, pop punk music is still punk music. It's just pop. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I'm not listening to that. That's fake. That's fake punk, or like, oh, that's fake country rap. Like, I don't.
Dude,
Really
there's
care.
trap country rap. There's pop country rap. There's
Yeah.
hip. There's like blues country rap. Dude, there's so much different. That's why I'm saying it's Southern hip hop at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's just
So you do fit. I mean, you do fit within what if you look at it as that. If you look at it as you're kind of like alternative country and like a punk rock kind of vibe rubbed into one, which would make it a form of Southern hip hop.
Yeah.
So
for sure, yeah.
That's what's up, man. Well, I appreciate you, dog. It doesn't look like we got any. Hey, Cole, have you heard any of Ren's music? There's one.
Ren, no, I don't believe I have.
No way.
I have not.
Bro, Ren has got a song. British Bulldog will know it, the name of it. But he does like a Beastie Boys, like he pays homage to the Beastie Boys in it.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he's like, I think he's from England. So he's got that England accent, but it's more of like a hip hop.
Oh, that's badass. Yeah.
It's
and like Hilltop Hoods. Like I listen to Hilltop Hoods a lot. They're from Australia, not quite the same thing, but you can still hear like that accent, like in their rapping.
Yeah, to me that's the same thing, bro. Australian, England, British, it's all got that LOA. It's all got that same sound, dude. So I got it. I guess the name of the song is What You Want by Ren.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, make sure you guys go check over. It's Lorenzo Cole on YouTube, right?
Yeah, Lorenzo Cole.
Yeah, slide over to YouTube, sub up to Lorenzo, and you're on Instagram. You said TikTok.
Everything. Yep.
Facebook. Hey, and Lorenzo does post a lot, man. He's got, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, somewhere you'll find him somewhere. And Street Flavor Records as a whole, you got posts coming out of there all the time. So sub up to them too.
Yep, for sure.
Do you guys have a YouTube for Street Flavor, or is it just?
Yeah, we actually got a pretty large YouTube following. Actually, I think we got like 45,000 for the Street Flavor YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Obviously we got some early Street Flavor songs on there that were bigger.
I didn't know you even had a YouTube.
We're gonna revamp it. We had a lot more videos on there, but we took them down. But we're gonna be revamping the content on that channel and really pushing that channel here soon. So,
that channel will still be around though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if one of the mods are in, you could drop that channel link. That would be dope. It's just Street Flavor Records on YouTube.
Street Flavor Records.
All right, I appreciate you, man.
Yep.
And man, stay cool because Florida's getting hot.
Oh, absolutely, it is getting hot as shit. We just shot a video with Troy Hill, man, and I'll tell you, it was definitely hot out there. So
yeah, Troy's got some music coming too, huh?
Oh yeah, he's got some good stuff coming.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's the person I was talking about in the beginning. I just want to throw Troy's stuff out there if you don't let anybody know the music's coming, but you did it. That's dope to see you working with essentially, and I don't mean no disrespect to Troy, but essentially a fan first, because I think Troy was more of a fan when he found you and then decided that he was going to record some music with you. So I think that was really dope.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. We got some video coming, and he's got, we got a lot of songs in the can on him, so it's going to be good.
I like the movement, man. Keep doing what you guys are doing.
Hell yeah, you too. I see you.
All right, man. You have a good night.
You too.
See ya.
Yeah.
That was the one and only Lorenzo Cole, aka Coleboy from Street Flavor Records, man. Make sure you guys go check their YouTube out. Kato just dropped Lorenzo's in the chat. I think she'll get I'm sure she'll probably get the Street Flavor record one. Deacon, what's good, dog? Just Trey, what's good? Misty, British. Make sure you guys go check out Lorenzo Cole if you haven't. He's got some really dope songs. I'm going to end it with one of Lorenzo's songs. We started off the stream with We Ride. What am I going to play? Let's see. I think I'll play. I think I'll play the song I found him with. All right. This is the first song I ever heard from Lorenzo Cole. And it is right here. The name of the song is Explode.
Lost in space, it hurts sometimes. Halfway broken down, I just wanna leave this town. Am I blind? I won't wait to see another yesterday. I'll never stay here anyway. All at once you found me.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to let this ride out and I'm going to get out of here. But I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And remember, be nice to one another.
On the edge about to let go. Now there's a spark inside me, burning down, about to explode. Here I go, floating away. Out here in space, it's quiet from the human race. Should I care? It doesn't matter much. I'm pretty sure that I'll be fine. I almost left it all behind when all at once you found me. On the edge, about to let go. Now there's a spark inside me, burning down, about to explode.
What's up, Benny? I appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you guys go check out Lorenzo Cole, Street Flavor Record, Sunny Paradise, Leroy B.
All at once you found me. On the edge, about to let go. Now there's a spark inside me, burning down, about to explode.
And make sure you stay on the lookout for Lorenzo Cole's new album coming soon, and Leroy's got a new one coming. Stay on the lookout. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And remember, be nice to one another.